Hello. Hi.
Are you saying hello to them?
I'm also saying hello to Jen.
Hi.
Jen's here.
Hello.
Saying hi to Jen. Oh, I'm very zoomed in.
Stop by.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday to you all.
On my way.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Readjust this thing. We got a bunch of people. Got a follow from Neo Tokyo Project.
What?
I'm glad I was able to say that without screwing it up. We also have a following from the Miniatures Tavern.
What?
Oh my gosh, so many follows. Someone Borikua. There we go.
Miniatures Tavern. We went through and we dropped you a follow today, but you have your chat set to verified members only according to Twitch, which may be a glitch because it means you can't chat in your chat. I don't know if that's a Twitch glitch or what.
I paint liquor.
We're as verified as you can get on Twitch, and it wouldn't let me talk in your chat.
Uh-oh.
The Miniatures Tavern is in fact here too. We have Paint Hand Dan. Hello. Walking Harder. Charles.
Yeah, I don't think you can get any more verified than we are.
We're pretty verified.
But it kept saying verified chat only, and I type and it says verified chat only. Enter your phone number. I hit enter my phone number, and then it say this phone number is attached to a verified account already. Please go to your account settings and say multiple account setup. And I'm like,
Twitch. Twitch, please. Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Twitch, please.
Twitch, please.
How was everybody's weekend?
Good to see you, Mini Tavern.
I did some irresponsible things this weekend, followed by some responsible things, and now my butt's sore.
I try, chat. I try to parent correctly. I do my best. See? And this is what I get. And this is what I get in return.
Thank you for the sub, Despon.
This is the treatment I get in return.
I think I treat you very well.
This is the treatment I get in return.
I try to come and say hello and good morning, and I get thrown out on my butt. No, Walking Harder, I did not make strawberry shortcake. Although that sounds really good.
He hasn't even probably bought any yet.
No.
You still have not gotten
It's been months.
No, I'm going to the grocery store
shortcake cups
today.
Or anything.
So I'm going to the grocery store today.
They're still in the front. Like right when you walk in the front door.
In Safeway or
in Safeway.
The one down here?
The one down here.
Yeah.
If you go in the door.
I always get mixed up. It is that way.
I want to say if you go in the first door, but I don't know which door is first. It's first if you're going. It's the east door.
The one that's not by the Starbucks.
The one that's not by the Starbucks.
Yeah.
If you walk in, you're gonna see like a big thing. And you'll see them on there.
Any weekend
unless
you
they've
paint
moved
hot
them
pink is a
since
good
last
weekend. Well, nobody
week when I
did
was
that.
there, but they were still there
it's not
when I was
something
there
people
last week.
do. People don't paint hot pink. It's not a thing. Hot pink is a made-up color that only exists in cartoons and commercials.
And my hair.
And Jen's hair. That's not hot pink.
No, not anymore. It was, but it's not anymore.
It's a good magenta. Paint Liquor says, check the Discord. Photoshopped. Already debunked.
What are you debunking on the Discord?
That he painted with hot pink.
Oh.
Debunked. It was photoshopped. It's all digital. It's all digital!
I'm just waiting for one of our people on Discord to like make one of those plaid paint videos. Just to screw with us. Alright. We're not back in scale jail. We're now in feather jail. Time to paint some feathers.
Hey, somebody likes us.
That's fine. I hope your weekend was okay, though. Nikesi, happy Monday to you as well. This is my favorite model of all time, if I haven't told you, Miniatures Tavern. So Miniatures Tavern says that owl is adorable. Yes. Yes.
How do you feel about that model, Jason?
I love this model.
Do you?
Yeah. This is Percival Chevalier, the first of his name.
Let's say you got water on his feather.
And he is a drunken, foul-mouthed fighter. This is my spirit animal. He would have to be foul-mouthed and drunken to be able to get away with being this cute and survive in a brutal world. You got evacuated, but the order got turned back to a notice for now. Deathspawn. I guess that's good? Question mark? Sitting on the verge of not knowing if you have to evacuate sounds like horror mode to me. I do not envy that. Also, Pro Acryl does taste good. Stop it. It does not. Does not. You're a liar. You're a liar. And Neo Tokyo, welcome.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Don't eat the paint. Don't eat the paint. The paint.
So Mr. Percival. I guess I have to figure out the colors for everything else on him now.
Yeah, now that you're done with a lot of the things.
Done-ish. He has like red. I didn't paint these things that way because screw those things.
Oh, the little like the
Thigh flaps.
Thigh flaps, yeah.
Hip plates. He doesn't even like it protects his toes actually because he's so short.
I'm gonna paint feathers. Feather time.
No singing.
Feather time.
That was better.
Feather time.
That's
Feather
now
time.
starting to be like singing.
Feather time.
Bad singing. Still no singing. Just over there grinning. It's like, I'm glad somebody else is getting it. We'll be out at a restaurant. She'll start dancing to the music in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Dollar bills, y'all.
That sounds like
That is
something
true.
silly that I would do.
No dancing! No dancing.
Twitch Summerlin, thank you for the bits.
I danced
No
on
singing.
a plane.
Well, huzzah, huzzah. I'll just throw back my legs
And no
pollute
stealing my
britches
stuff,
with delight.
Jordan.
What do you mean?
Where's my squirt
Lumberjack
bottle?
Tim, thank you for that sub.
Oh,
Hello, hope your back is feeling better.
I
We got like the back problems are going around. We're all hurting over here.
The what problems?
Back problems.
yeah.
I smacked mine really good yesterday, loading up a box of records. This is why digital music is better. Because I only have, out of my entire record collection, I have exactly one record left. One box of records left.
Well, then we don't have anything to play them on.
I don't have a record player. But they're very important records.
We should get a record player.
So I need to either get a record player or sell them.
Let's get
And
a
I
record
think
player.
selling them is probably the better thing. They're kind
No.
of like comic books. I like comic books. No need for them.
Speaking of comic books,
They're too heavy. What do
Yeah,
you do?
speaking of comic books.
oh, I haven't done anything. What did you do?
Found another box of comics
Did you really?
when I was moving. A small one,
Oh, okay.
but it had some really good stuff in it.
I need to get started on looking stuff up for that, so I can help you out with that.
It was all like early Captain Marvel. But yeah, I picked up a box of records. I had done great. I got it out of the house, into the car, back to the new house, and when I pulled it out of the back of the car to put down, I even had a dolly. I took the dolly out, did it all. I put it on the little push thing at the other house, so I only had to lift it onto the little push cart.
You did it all the right way.
Did it all, lifted with my legs because it's heavy as balls. It's like a medium U-Haul box with records in it. Like, one thing you don't do, it even probably says on the side of the box, not for books or records.
Yeah, probably.
You know, they go in the small ones, right? Or like a milk crate.
Milk crates seem like a
I
great
pick it up
way
out
to-
of the car, and one of the, the U-Haul has the punch-out handles.
Those are the
Oh, no.
worst handles. I broke pretty much every single handle.
Well,
on every
you
box.
use the big boxes and fill them up way too heavy sometimes. So, but they're
no,
still
but
bad
on
no
everything.
matter what.
Yeah, they're too close to the top, and so
I should have grabbed it from the bottom of the box, but because the dolly was down on the ground, I was like, I'll do the handles. That'll make it easier. So I give it, as soon as I pick it up and I turn around, the handle breaks on the right side and tears, and I wrench my back trying to catch it so my records don't spill out all over the driveway.
Ugh.
So the rest of my day sucked.
Yeah.
A little better this morning. I slept like a brick, so that's good.
I don't know what I did, but I hurt myself doing something.
it is time to start working out.
I unironically
I need to
like
do
talked
that.
to Jen this morning. I was like, "Hey, I need some advice on how to like stretch out some muscles."
Yeah.
I got some good advice from Jen. Yeah, yesterday night kind of sucked. Was
Yeah, never any fun when that happens.
not the best. But we are doing better today, which
Omicron, what's going on?
is great.
I did not get a love sack.
He did not get a love sack.
Jen interrupted this process in a good way. She sent me to some other place that makes stuff.
Yeah. There's
But I can't tell without sitting on one. How the hell do you know? And like you can't. You can go to the love sack place and just go sit on one.
Yeah,
But they don't
there's-
have them in stock.
Wait, really?
Oh,
Yeah, there was nothing on the love sack thing that said that you could like in stock at Scottsdale or in stock at Fashion Square or whatever that
Biltmore,
place
yeah,
close to
yeah.
us is. You know,
Yeah.
maybe they do, but I think they're just showrooms where you go sit and then you place an order and they ship it to you.
probably.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of is the way of like how furniture works these days, which is dumb, for the record.
People who dance in public scare you. Yeah, you can't trust them.
What? Come on.
You can't trust people that dance in public.
We're
You don't know what
fun.
they're going to do next.
You look at a person dancing in public and you think that they're probably a lot of fun.
You think they're probably crazy.
No.
Just crazy. Plumb nuts.
I mean, hold on, I am crazy, but
Not because of the dancing.
not because of the dancing. I'll tell you, it's not because of the dancing.
Why do they do this?
Avian says define dancing in public. So when you go in public and you dance on anything other than a dance floor. If you go out dancing, dance. Groove
When you're
your
at a
butt off.
table at a restaurant and the music in the background is just awesome and you can't control, you have to move. But I don't like stand up and dance at
This
the
is
table.
wrong on so many levels. She gets on the table. Don't
I
let her
sit,
lie to you.
I sit in my chair.
Don't let her lie
and
to you.
dance.
She gets up on the table for crying out loud and starts dancing,
I'd get a lot more money if I did that.
shaking her stuff.
People would
People
definitely
throwing
give me
tips.
tips.
The restaurant's getting mad.
No, they thank me. Like,
Thank
we're
you
going to
for-
start promoting this because we feel like you're going to draw in a big crowd. And I'll say, yes, your food and your choice of background music
is a
just makes
delight.
me want to move.
Makes me want to move.
Can't be still.
Delta says, I want my paint liquor 9000.
Such a good ad. It's so funny.
Thank you for that sub, Delta.
Thank you for the sub.
Very precariously close to singing.
One of these days, I'm actually just gonna start singing.
Please don't.
Just to get you one. You're gonna think that I'm just joking, and then I'm gonna full send the whole singing thing.
I don't want to have to hurt your feelings.
My feelings cannot be hurt.
You heard it, chat.
I'm immune
You heard him say he's immune to hurt feelings.
in this particular instance.
Oh. Now he's backtracking.
Well,
I have a soul,
huzzah,
okay?
huzzah. I'll just throw
Wait
back
a
my
minute.
legs and pollute my britches
You
with
have
delight.
said many times you don't have a soul.
What do you mean? Of course I have a soul. We all have souls. Just some of them are in better shape than others.
Now I gotta keep my soul in shape too? What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do bad things. Soul gets a little dusty and dirty. You gotta shake it out, bring it out a little bit.
I thought that was your conscience.
They're largely one of the same.
Oh my god, this is getting way too troublesome.
Good afternoon, nerds. Hello, T. Schmidt.
Good afternoon.
Quad tomato. And Baby Jay carry around Lorcana song cards and randomly whip it out and start singing. If I were to sing something, it probably would not be Disney songs. If I'm gonna be honest.
Go get some soul food and fuel your soul. So long as I don't have to do chitlins or collard greens, I'm good.
What are chitlins again?
Like intestines or something.
Intestines?
Yeah, I think we can do a hard pass on those.
Hard pass on those.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I would do. Hard pass on chitlins. Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds great.
pork and pork chitlins is the main one.
Yeah, I think we can pass on that. Delta, gross.
Death Spawn, don't do that.
They're a
Probably
delicacy.
did not taste good.
Well, they can be a delicacy for someone else.
Yes, my thoughts
I am
exactly.
not interested.
I have said that many times in my travels. Well, this can remain a delicacy for you people.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can
not
enjoy
in-
my delicacies of a different kind elsewhere.
If you start pushing those on other people, then they're not a delicacy anymore.
True.
They're just common foods. Who wants that? Nothing special.
The hamburger was like a delicacy someplace. And then like through colonialization or something, people had their ideas stolen. Burgermeister, Meisterburger.
Souls are very troublesome. I got rid of mine years ago.
Yes.
Well, I got rid of more like it walked out.
It walked out. It got tired of me. All these promises I can't live up to.
Hey, walking harder? We don't need that here. Law Dog, we've been saying this for months, years even. Law Dog said, yeah, for the first time last night, I put a brush in my mouth to reshape it. I don't think the paints are edible.
Yeah.
You are correct.
You
They're
are-
not edible.
Yep.
Stop eating them. You're better off eating chitlins.
Well, I think we should agree to not eat either of those things.
Careful. There's some people that love their chitlins.
Well, good for them, Delta.
Those people can
We don't
enjoy
want
them,
you eating our paint.
but they also should not eat the paint either.
Put a
It's
bitter
not
in there.
food. It's not meant to be eaten. We shouldn't have to put something in to deter people from eating something that's not edible.
I'm gonna put cinnamon in it.
It's not edible. Don't eat it.
I'm gonna start putting cinnamon in the paint.
I'm not sure that will make people want to eat it less.
Miracle Toast, thank you for the follow. Miracle Toast sounding like something that would be edible. Paint, nothing about that sounds edible.
It has the word pain in it.
Yeah. Why did you say that? Why did you say you were going to put cinnamon in them?
Well, I like a good conversation.
Non-toxic does not equal fit for human consumption.
Correct. What I've been trying to tell people all along. But they don't listen to me. They just say, "I'll just go eat the paint then."
I
And it's like,
am
"No."
about ready for this with you people. Just go for it.
Dang.
Jen's
Dang.
done. She's done playing with you. Like, that's fine. Eat
Jen's
it.
had enough. You guys are done.
Just eat it. You get what you reap what you sow.
We're hoping for common sense every day, Ginger Beef, but we do know where we are. So, and I don't mean in this building, I mean in this world.
Unfortunately.
I saw that there is a new trend in the streamerverse
Oh God. What
called
is it?
NPCing.
Oh no.
If we can't If we only are identifying it by letters, then it must be because the words
So
are not
NPC
meant
is a
to be
video
said out
game
loud.
thing called non-player character. These are the characters that are programmed in the game
Okay.
that you then make a character that walks around, and when you interact with these characters, they're very repetitive. You go up and you can hit talk, and they say, "It sure is a nice day out," and then the talk button doesn't go away, so if you hit talk, it goes, "Sure is a nice day out." Same inflection over and over and over and over and over again. So there are people on TikTok who now will NPC for you, and they will just stand there and they'll do like the breathing stance. They'll just do like this where they just breathe, like they're just breathing. And then when people donate, right, and they have the donation things where they'll say like exclamation point, like our things, they'll go exclamation point, howdy, and then it'll be howdy y'all, woo woo, howdy y'all, woo woo, and they'll do it same inflection back and forth the whole time. And there was this girl that did it and makes $7,000 a day NPCing on TikTok. Now nobody could tell me how long she had to stand there and do this stupid nonsense for $7,000. But the fact that people are giving these people $7,000,
You know what?
this is why we say don't eat the paint.
It was one day. It was one day. You're sure that it was only one day? One
She
day?
does it all the time.
No, but I mean, you said she made $7,000 in one day.
In a day.
And we know for sure that she made $7,000 in one day. It doesn't
In
matter
an
how many
interview,
hours
she said
did
she
it.
makes anywhere she started and made $2,000 to $3,000 a day, and now it's up to $7,000.
So either way, even at $2,000 to $3,000, it doesn't matter how many hours she did it. Even if she did it 24 hours, $2,000 is a lot of money.
You're making pretty good money on that day. If somebody paid you $2,000 to do something for an entire 24 hours, would you do it? Yes,
Yeah.
probably I would.
Yeah, I probably would.
Avian's got it right. Like, I wonder what a 50 million on the Scoville scale would do to the consistency of it. Probably throws the pH balance way off, because those things are really oily.
Oh, to the paint.
Well, Walking Harder says the internet was a mistake, but we wouldn't know you if there was no internet. So it is a very double-edged sword.
Parts of the internet outside of our little bit of it is a mistake.
Brush soap looks like it tastes like cotton candy. No, it doesn't.
It absolutely does
It
not
doesn't
taste like
either.
cotton candy. It tastes like soap.
I am no
So if you were a
chemist.
kid who liked to swear a lot and you really enjoyed the taste of soap in your mouth because your grandma washed your mouth out with soap because it was dirty, then
The Lifebuoy
we will probably
treatment.
like it. But nobody else should be eating that soap because it's not edible.
Look, I didn't mean to eat the paint, okay? I haven't painted in over a year. Tried to paint, immediately ate the paint. That doesn't make any sense. Stop it. Like, I forgot what I was doing. Am I eating?
You people are beyond my help.
Mix in some magenta and cotton candy.
Walking Harder.
I love how we have become the meme. Like, everybody now on all of our ads, like on like the base set ad, they're like, "Ooh, look, it's a new sampler pack." Like, it's my new, what did they? Somebody said it was the new flight to try, to taste test.
We've done this to ourselves.
I did.
I'm
This
glad
is
you're
my fault.
enjoying it,
This is my fault. I have to say, this is my fault.
and
I
then
claim
you
it.
should be the one to deal with all of it.
Walking says, "I just smelled the soap. Why does it smell so yummy if not for eating?"
That's a Jen question.
Oh man. Yeah,
I
brush
can't
soap
help
tastes
you.
pretty bad. Can't confirm,
Can't
Shard.
help you.
Exactly.
Can't help you.
Exactly.
Oh, Jen.
Oh
I
my
cannot
God.
help you.
I love humans.
How? Important question. How's the dog treadmill?
Oh my gosh. Do you want
That's a
video?
very important question.
It is arguably one of the most important questions.
So,
Here, I'm
She's
coming
been on
over
it
there
twice.
with video.
oh, you have a video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You took pictures or video. You on it twice. She would have gotten on it yesterday, except I hurt my back. I didn't want to have to lift her.
Yeah.
But the second time she got on it, the first time she didn't know what was going on. So I had to pick her up like all legs off the ground and set
Oh
her
my
on
gosh,
it.
I can't do this. Where?
Close. A little bit. Oh my gosh.
She's getting it. She's starting to understand.
This is a very cute dog.
Yeah.
She's very happy
Oh
about
my
being
gosh,
out there,
She's
though.
so happy.
Tails wagging. She's like, "Oh yeah."
This is cool.
You can see I have to. She'll stop and then I give it a little bit of a hit. But I can taunt her with treats like I'm doing, or with kisses. I'm like, "Give me a kiss," and I'll back up an inch and she'll keep going. So I think as she finds her stability on it, that she'll start going faster and faster.
She'll enjoy it.
The first time she got on it, she sat on there, right? And I put a treat at the end, right? I gave her a treat for getting on it and being good. Got her clicked in, got the height adjusted, and then put a treat down. And she stretched out as far as she could. And when she stretches forward, the thing actually goes backwards a little bit and pulled the treat, but also moved her. So she kind of looked at me like, what sorcery is this, father? And so I moved the treat back up a little bit, and she stood up.
But she also knows that when you hand her a treat, she's supposed to sit.
Yeah.
So it was maybe a little confusing.
Yeah, because usually when we give her a treat, she sits for the treat.
Yeah.
So I had to be like, okay. And she would sit, and I would move the slats, and she would stand up because she wouldn't have anywhere to go. It pulls on her harness. She'd get up and she'd kind of walk forward, but her legs would be splayed out funky because she felt like it was not sturdy, right? Mm-hmm. But she finally got it, and she would do a couple of steps at a time. And that was the second time once Jen got home. That was the second time, and that time I went, and I opened the garage and I patted the slats, and she jumped right up on it, so I didn't have to help her at all.
Yeah,
and I just have to help her down. And then I strapped her in, and then she started walking. So she's getting it. Yeah. So I think we'll do it again tonight, and we'll start doing it every day. But I think that in a week or so, she'll be running on it. Yeah. She gets out and zoomies around the freaking yard like a monster sometimes. So, Avian, she is absolutely the cutest.
She really is.
She's
our dog, but it's not just the bias of being her owners. She really is the cutest dog.
I still have yet to meet.
Why did you get this? Too hot to walk her outside, Wad? Yes.
The
concrete in Arizona is not for dog feet.
Yeah, she's pretty lazy, but she she sleeps a lot during the day when we're gone, obviously. And then on the weekends, she doesn't understand that we don't want to get up at 6 a.m. We'd like to sleep a little longer because we don't have to go to work. So we're trying to, we also kind of hoped that it would help her get out some of her energy that, that builds up and makes her want to get up early in the morning.
Because it did on Saturday when I built it.
Yeah, Sunday, she slept in. We woke up at 8:30. We're like, what is this? It's pretty nice. But also, right now it's too hot. And it's also a good option for even when it's cooler if we don't have time to go for a walk. Because we do have a nice neighborhood now to take her for walks, and lots of people take their dogs for walks. But it's easier just to kind of do a quick little run on the treadmill to keep her fit.
She doesn't walk well.
She gets really excited on her leash.
So it's much easier for us to do it at home. Because when she goes for a walk, the last walk I took her on nearly cost me
he won't take her for walks anymore after that.
So I have not taken her on a walk since because she's a big muscle, right? And even with her harness and good control, she can take advantage of the situation real quick of a small dog. And there's enough dogs in our neighborhood that may never happen. She's very different. So she's very different in the way she behaves for each of us. So while she does pull on her leash when I take her for a walk, she doesn't go crazy. I keep her on a short leash too when I take her for a walk, just because I don't want her to get away from me because she is so strong. And that has been helpful. So I take her for walks when it's not a billion degrees outside.
A billion degrees outside.
And no, the soles of our shoes have never melted.
Not that hot, folks. I mean, it's hot, but it's
hot, but we also don't. I mean, here's the thing. We don't work outside. We don't spend a lot of time outside during the day when it's hot. So I don't know if people's shoes actually do melt. Probably isn't beyond the realm of possibility. But they'd have to be outside for quite a long time, I think. Yeah, the turf, we had it in our last house, and we have it in the front yard in this house. But in the last house, our backyard was really shaded. We had a great big tree in our backyard, and the turf did not get hot at all. And they say that you know, like allegedly we got the kind that's meant for pets. But I don't know if that's the case, if that really is a thing or not.
So that it just doesn't stain or fade. It's still
Yeah.
as hot as balls, but shouldn't mind that.
No, and like I said, at our old house, it was the shade kept it just fine. Like I walked around barefoot in it too, just to test it out because I was concerned about that, and it was totally fine.
The old transparent brown over dark umber, light umber, olive flesh, ivory. To get my wood very quick.
Oh, did you need to refill your paint water?
No, I was laughing at myself because I said get wood very quick. That was my outside voice. You'd rather not be in a place where there's a remote possibility of anything you're wearing of melting?
To be honest, I think you're probably safe in Arizona. Well, I guess miniatures might melt if you have resin miniatures. Leave them in your trunk.
Oh, plastic models melt. Had a guy move in from out of town and had all of his Space Marines out in his car and went shopping someplace before coming to the game store or while he was moving or something. And then when I finally saw him, he busted them out and like all of the bases had wilted.
Oh.
Like all the plastic bases and all
Yeah,
that.
I could see the bases doing it for sure. That should be repairable, though.
Yeah, take the bases off and put new bases on.
Well, I mean, you should just be able to dunk them in boiling water. And...
No.
You don't think so?
No. Plastic, not resin. I think Baby J missed a few scales. I've been telling him that, but he didn't want to hear it.
How dare you?
He didn't want to hear it. He acts like he knows best, so we're just going to let him ignore it.
For some things, I do.
Do we have a lunchtime visitor? Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Mister. Yeah.
I said, yo, what do you want? What do you want?
We want some enthusiasm,
There. Do you really want the list?
a little pep, a little energy.
Lots, Mr.
You
Jacoby.
need
There we
the
go.
mic is very far away from.
Yeah,
your
you might.
face.
They're not going to hear you.
I'm getting it.
There's a remote for the TV,
Oh yeah. It's on
so
that
you
side
can
next
see
to
what's
you.
happening. Of course, we welcome visitors. We have chairs for them. We even give them a comfortable place to sit. But if they come in and sit in the comfy chair, they have to be on camera and microphone.
They gotta interact.
So there are no secret visitors.
Yes.
Power.
There's a power button.
Uh,
Of course.
there should be a Twitch app. There it is.
No, it's not Twitch app. It's
I
not the
figured it
Twitch
out.
app. It just literally looks at your monitor. It's plugged into the computer.
Oh, it just took a minute then to
Yeah.
set up.
Yeah. No apps required.
Jacob has been hard at work, you guys, for on the order for Element Games. So if
Yep.
you're watching us from the UK, this is the guy.
He's actively making your life better.
I'm trying.
One bottle of paint.
We do need to give him a break, so don't give him a hard time for sitting in the comfy chair right now when you don't have paint yet.
Jacob, what the heck are you doing?
What am I doing?
The rest. No rest.
No rest.
We need to give him a little time to recharge.
I love the owl so much.
It's so good.
Good old feathers. It's not scales, it's feathers.
Walking harder. That may have been Jacob because he was actually helping with web orders this morning.
I may have. I don't. If you said,
I-
I remember the names, but
But you probably didn't put walking harder on your
yeah.
shipping label.
Did you order a hobby shirt today? Because I actually did do that.
Oh, Walking Harder said I can't wait to wear the hobby shirt at my LGS, so that must be him.
Yeah, I make most of the shirts. So if
Yes,
you
he
order a
does.
shirt, it was probably me.
Delta said, today I drilled 3 barrels. I've never drilled a barrel before. The first one was literally perfect, then downhill from there. Aw.
Because you got all excited after doing the first one. You're like, I got this. Drilling barrels takes like a lot of effort on every model. You gotta stay in the zone for sure. Otherwise, they get all cockeyed. Especially if you're doing like storm bolters.
Storm bolters are the worst.
'Cause it's like, oh, now there's 2 holes that have to line up.
They're also not flat usually. They're at like a weird, silly like.
You gotta scrape it.
triangle.
You gotta scrape it flat.
Mm.
Phoenix Mercer, yes, very much so. My phone says 55%, and in parentheses, that is listed as very humid.
Yeah, it's been very humid out here
It's only 85 degrees only? Oh my gosh.
right now.
It was
Yeah.
really, it felt good except for the humidity.
The humidity,
Yeah.
though, yeah, makes it gross. But yes,
Last night was really good. Walked out with the dog. Was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is nice.
this morning was kind of nice.
Except for the mugginess.
breeze.
Oh my goodness! So
Little
I drove
breezy.
out to like the edge of town, like deep Glendale, like desert area,
Why?
for Lorcana,
For what?
to play Lorcana.
Oh, okay.
Nerd nonsense.
Yeah, nerd nonsense. And man, it's dusty and dry out there.
Yeah, when you get
it
out
was
into
crazy how different it was from like here,
yeah,
which was
Yeah.
wild to
yeah,
me.
when you get out of the like city limits and into the suburbs, it's
Yeah, my throat was like getting all scratchy. I was like, I need to get drink
that's
water.
those are the places where you see the big rolling dust clouds
Yeah.
because they're out just
Yeah, it's
out
wild.
further. Yeah.
So I was like, people live out here? What the heck are people doing out here?
Cheap houses.
Yeah.
It's almost nice here, said Omicron
It's
Samurai.
almost nice here.
I'm sure nicer for us than you. I'm sure sitting in that truck is not fun. Oh, what was Paint Looker's joke? I didn't see that. Oh, drilling barrels is boring?
I thought it was pretty funny.
I don't have the
Oh, Jacob.
our sound machine is not great.
It's
We're
very
working on
old.
it.
They're a little long in the tooth.
Yeah. I don't know what sound would go with that. With a bad joke.
Wah, wah, wah.
That one
That's
still
it.
works.
That's it. That's the one.
That's not a bad joke though. That's like a
Not a bad joke. It's
So-
a terrible
it needs the
So let's talk about the definition of bad joke.
No, but I
please.
mean that sound is not I'm not saying that the joke wasn't bad. I'm saying that sound is not really the sound that would go with a bad joke. That sound is like a fail. That's the womp womp.
Yeah, how do we announce bad jokes?
What's the guest paint? What do you mean?
The guest paint?
A guest paint?
Who is
Or
the
what
guest?
does the guest paint? The guest doesn't paint anything because they're in a chair. A comfy chair.
That's the lounge.
That's the lounge.
That's the hangout, get to know Monument Hobbies lounge. We have
Now, there will be times when a guest might stand up in one of the painting stations if Jordan or Jason were not painting. But otherwise, we only have 2 people painting at a time.
That's all we got room for.
this is way too much awesome already. Jacob got up here and started painting. He would put both Jordan and I to shame and we can't have that.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Sorry,
Like,
chat.
I won't, not shame in terms of like it's a kind of shame.
It's a kind of shame.
I'm not sure it's the shame you're thinking of, but it is shame nonetheless.
All you gotta know is Jacob,
what does he do as a hobby?
Jacob painted freaking Nagash in like a night. He built him one night, painted him the next night. So, for those of you that know, you know.
I do know.
I like skeletons.
You like
I
skeletons like
really-
a lot.
It was the new one. I really, really want an old Nagash, but I can't find one that I'm willing to pay that much for.
Is he super expensive?
Like, I remember I tried looking on eBay and they were like $80.
What the heck?
And it's one of the worst models ever made.
That's why I want it though, because it's the worst.
This is a Jacob thing. This is the Jacob way. Be happy about the worst possible things that you could possibly be happy about.
Because he's trolling. It's a troll move.
Oh, Deathspawn is just trying to get you to talk because I said that you had to talk if you were in here.
Ah, yeah.
So,
That's fine.
trying to
So
interview
they're asking
you.
questions.
Yeah.
They're interviewing you, Jacob.
All right,
That's fine.
That's fine.
time to ask Jacob all of the questions.
Yeah.
Tell me
Go,
about
chat.
your
You are
mother.
unleashed.
Yeah, the cheapest old Nagash I can find on eBay is $80.
I mean, it's still
It would be funny to
significantly
have
cheaper than
old
the new one.
Nagash on that big old base.
New Nagash you can get for like $90 for people who don't want them anymore.
Still cheaper. And it takes less time to build the old one, maybe.
The old one's like one piece.
Yeah, it is. I think it is 3 pieces.
Isn't he super small
Yeah.
too? Yeah.
Just normal character size.
I
Yeah, he's
think he
not
is literally
gigantic.
just body, head, and staff.
Do it, Jacob.
Do it.
I don't know the capital. My favorite flavor is probably. There's a lot of good options.
What's the
No,
capital of Assyria?
No, that's a trick question. You're not supposed to answer that one.
That okay? I'm
It says
refraining
flavor,
from
not
answering.
color.
I know.
Okay.
I heard. Or I read.
I heard, I read.
I did an interview on Tuesday last week for Buddy of Mine's podcast. And I was on guard the whole time for them to ask what my favorite flavor of paint was. They never did, to their credit. But I was ready.
Sounds like a bunch of professionals.
Kanako22 said, "Hi, Monument Hobbies. I'm doing a challenge to paint 2,000 points of Idoneth Deepkin in a week. Any tips?"
So we did Lumineth Realm Lords, and I think, is that video? I don't remember if that video is up.
I think it was before the time that we were.
I don't remember if I exported it or not. But the biggest thing that I can tell you, because we did a 2,000 point Lumineth challenge in 7 days. And the biggest thing about it is to get your color scheme figured out, usually on a test model, as long as that doesn't eat into your time. If you're doing some sort of contest, then sometimes you're screwed. But as long as you can get a test model, figure out your color scheme, nail your color scheme down to as few colors and variations on those colors as you can by using washes over the same colors, being able to mix like 2 colors to get all the colors you need. So more monochromatic but still flashy color schemes work really well for that. If you go overboard and you use like 15 colors, then you start dragging on your time, of course. But it comes down to what are you looking for. If you've got a tournament you got to get to where everything needs to be painted, then time is of the essence, and you may not be as concerned with overall look and feel. Or if you want to have it, look good and get done on time, then like I said, a more monochromatic feel helps do that. Our Lumineth, we painted in very autumn colors, so it was a lot of burnt orange, burnt red, yellow, right? And then I just used jade and turquoise as my contrast colors for like the plumes and feathery looking things that are all over the Lumineth. And that worked really well because I could get the scheme down and then literally just batch paint. Just go in and be like, blow, here's all of this stuff done. And we got it done. 2,000 points plus the big terrain piece in a week.
Sapo 57, are you asking about just like you want to find conventions, or are you talking about a place to see which conventions we attend? Because we don't necessarily have like a calendar of the shows that we attend, but because we have just a pretty standard LVO in January, Adepticon in March, Gen Con in, what was that, August?
Yeah.
And Nova, which is coming up here at the end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah.
Those are the shows that we attend. But as far as other conventions, I don't know. Google probably
Google
knows.
I have been asked to attend Dragonfall this year as a guest attendee. That may or may not come true because it's the week before New York Comic Con, and we will be at New York Comic Con this year as painters.
I guess we should also clarify that as far as a booth where you could come and buy our products, it's LVO, Gen Con, Adepticon.
Yeah.
We're not selling anything at Nova or at Comic Con.
We're trying to find ways to have a presence, whether just 1 or 2 of us, as guest painters at the conventions that we also do support
Well,
for.
huzzah, huzzah.
Nova,
I'll
we're
just throw
the
back
main
my legs and
sponsor
pollute
for
my
the
britches
Capital
with
Palette
delight.
painting competition this year. So Jordan and I will be there painting. Comic-Con, we are there sponsoring the paint and take in a big way. The first year they're doing a paint and take at New York Comic Con at this level, and so we will be there again, painting various models. Some, comic book oriented or, sci-fi movie oriented. Some will just be having fun painting. But
We're
like Jen
also-
said, no.
Also sponsoring the paint and take at Tucson Comic Con.
Tucson,
if you're
yep.
local-ish, Southern Arizona. Or if you're going to travel to attend the Tucson Comic Con, you will see Pro Acryl in the paint and take area.
Although I don't think we will be there. We will not have like a physical presence, right?
Gabe's talking
Gabe
about
might
going.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
He may drop by. But it's at the same weekend as Nova.
Yeah. Makes it difficult for us.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
the
there.
big problem is that, once when people travel for nerd stuff, you get 18 million nerd shows the same weekend.
Yep. True. And they're all like, come to our show.
Hipster Gumby resubbing. Thank you.
Hipster Gumby heard his name and had to come on running.
That freaking guy.
That freaking guy is right. That freaking guy.
Speaking of Gabe.
Hi, that freaking guy.
Feels like Arizona and Kansas right now, but that's about as close as you're going to get.
It
It's that
probably
hot.
feels like Kansas and Arizona
I
right
was going
now.
to say, it
so.
feels like Kansas and Arizona right now. Feels like Texas.
It does feel like Texas.
It does feel like Texas, Oklahoma.
Do not, under any circumstances, decide to paint in the eyeballs. Which? What are we talking about, Despon? Already painted Percival's eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
You're talking about Jordan.
These eyeballs are painted. I can't.
Or are you
punch
talking
in.
about
Paint eyes
your
around
own
here.
eyeballs?
We're not
Because
cheating
definitely,
cheaters. We paint the eyes.
definitely don't paint your own eyeballs.
No, don't do that.
Don't put any paint in your mouth. Don't put it in your eyeballs. Don't put it up your nose or in your ears.
How
None
do
of
you
your
not
orifices
paint
should
eyeballs?
have
Oh,
paint.
he says no. That was tips for people doing the 2,000-point army. Agreed.
Oh.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, 2,000 points. You don't paint eyeballs.
I don't think I have any of the Lumineth here that I painted. They're all on a tray in the game
You have
room.
a white primed one.
Yeah, that
that you
doesn't
did
help.
the-
I don't need the paint.
Yeah,
But-
I don't think you have any.
The goal was not, for me, the goal was not to get completed. It was to make sure that you got paint on every part of it and you had good contrast so that when you put them on the table, the bases were done. That makes a model look more done than anything. As long as you have paint on all the parts and the base is completed with maybe grass tufts and painted and black rims, then that can make the model look completely done. So you can just do like base coats and dry brush on most of the model after you've done all of your colors, and then finish the base, and your whole army will look a ton more completed than it really is, which gives you the time after the competition, go into a tournament playing, to come back and then put more paint on them later and keep adding to it to get them finished. For sure.
Hope nobody saw that. Yeah, you can get a lot. You can get away with a lot of horrible things if you get the bases done on your miniatures.
Dusk Till Dawn, Avian, of what, the sacrifice? Like of Selma Hayek dancing in the bar?
I get Queen of the Damned vibes. Very much so from this.
Sapo says the high is 103 with a heat index of 123. Yep, feels like
Just
Arizona.
stay inside. Stay inside, drink lots of water. You'll be fine.
Guard, if I use transparent white over black to build a gradient, then a glaze or... What? Oh, you just use white over black to build a gradient, and then glaze or fluo, and then you're done. For eyes?
Glowing. Oh, he said everyone gets
Over
glowing eyes.
Glowing eyes, yeah. Yeah, glowing eyes are definitely the easiest way to do it. This lady has very, very tiny eyes.
Yeah, and she's got them like half closed too, it seems,
Yeah,
right? She's giving you
yeah.
that sultry look.
Yep. It's
Yeah, if you're gonna paint owls, paint owl knights, right? Because they make the eyes easy, right? If you're worried about eyes, paint owls. There you go.
I love painting owl eyes, by the way. It's like one of my favorite things to do. They have such cool eyes with like that red, orange, and the big black orbs in the middle of them. And they're generally just like got their eyeballs super open.
Death Spawn says, Fuse, tell us more about this owl model.
Well,
Oh, goodness gracious.
this
Would
is
you say
Percival.
Percival's shield is about the size of a ping pong paddle?
If that, but yeah, I feel like that's a good starting spot. This is Percival Chevalier, the fifth, first of his name.
It's a letter opener, we're saying,
Yeah,
not a steak knife.
yeah, he stole a letter opener off of the desk of a alchemist whose wife he happened to bed one evening while the alchemist was out doing alchemical things.
Doing alchemical things.
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Oh, my
An
gosh.
alchemist.
If you're not following along, for
Yeah.
you and those of you out there in the cheap seats. So while he was doing alchemical things, Percival was exploring the options with his significant other. And as he was leaving, wound up going through his laboratory, and on the desk was this beautiful gilded letter opener in a custom-made sheath. And so who was Percival to allow it to languish in despair on the desk of an alchemist when he could take it for his own use? And now he goes and slashes people's Achilles tendons with it. That's a short joke.
Avian said, "Oh, this story is a hoot."
Oh my god.
See? See? Avian gets it.
Wad said, "I believe he can be described as a scamp."
My soul is ruined for all
Ginger beef, no
eternity.
one here knows what that means.
My soul is
18C and sunny.
we
Yeah,
need
it's roughly
American
like 70
temperatures.
degrees. Nice day.
Who was Percival? Who was he? Who was Percival? Does he call his letter opener the Talon?
Percival doesn't have time to name things like letter openers. I don't know who you think this is. He doesn't believe in all that mysticism and nonsense.
mysticism and nonsense.
Well, we don't need that kind of bragging here, Ginger beef. It's actually not that bad here today. But is it like here where we say, "Oh, it's not bad. It's only 85 degrees today. It's very humid, but it's only 85 degrees." But we know that it's going to get hot again. This is
Yeah.
not the end of the summer for us. So, where you live, is it going to get hot again? Is today just a strange freak of nature, or is it now starting to be fall-like weather where you live? Oh, what if he's got Tourette's? I don't know if we need to load any more on him.
Percival?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like he needs the benefit of more things.
He says he has Tourette's,
Oh god.
so he can get away with cursing
Yeah.
in public places more often. But he does not have Tourette's.
What a terrible little animal.
Hey,
Dustbun, I don't know that anyone will be able to give you tips unless they can see what you like where you need tips. Have you posted any pictures in Discord?
I think he said he posted some stuff over there.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
Maybe.
Alright, we're gonna be glazing down these here feathers.
Joseph with a long last name that has a lot of consonants says hello all, especially Uncle Adam's minions I see here.
Joseph, what's going on?
Benarowitz. Bejnarowitz. I feel like that J is not something that we pronounce.
I like Bejnarowitz.
Bejnarowitz.
It seems like a very, very close shot right there. Joseph, welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Hello.
We're talking Percival. Is running with the alchemist.
Walking harder. Who are you? Okay. Was that for Despawn? The J is a verbal landmine indeed.
Yeah.
A verbal landmine.
I love it. Verbal landmine. I I think it goes pretty well on your name.
Does that mean we pronounce it or not?
Jen, getting right to the point.
I don't know.
Still
Jen was a
didn't get
teacher.
an
She's going to
answer
focus on
the
that
one.
stuff.
I was an English teacher. No, okay. Benarowitch. Am I close?
Probably Wits.
Bainarowitch.
Benarowitz.
Witch. I feel like it's witch.
Might be Witch. Wits.
Michael Murphy, welcome. Glad to hear you're enjoying it
I'm
and not
thinking
terrified. I got it.
Benarowitz.
I got it. But now I don't remember how I said it. Benarowitch.
Benarowitch?
Benarowitch.
Wait, who got it? Did Jen get it? You must know if I'm wrong.
We're gonna let her think so, because she needs that kind of bright spot in her day.
I do my best.
I do my best.
The TZ sound at the end.
Yeah, Benarowitz.
Benarowitz. Okay.
Benarowitz.
Now, will we remember that tomorrow? I don't know. Probably, because we're talking about it so much.
I'm over here like, hey, Joseph, good to see you.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the rest of it. We do also shorten names. Michael Murphy said your painting is awesome, and he's jealous. Don't be jealous.
Don't be jealous.
We got you. The whole reason we do this is so that you can paint like we do.
All kinds of tips and tricks to make it as easy as they make it look. Hanoko said, my color scheme for my Ideneth Deepkin is bone for armor and weapons, purple for capes and clothes, and lime green for details.
Not bad.
If you're trying to cut down on how much you do, I would do the bone first, and then go with the lime green, and then finish with the purple, because it'll cover better in those three. In that particular order. So if you like dry brush the model, get the bone done, and then you can work in on the lime green areas, and then just cover everything else with the purple. Because if you mess up and you get some spots on other spots, which is pretty much impossible
Spots
to
on
avoid.
spots?
Spots on spots.
What the heck are we talking about here?
Spots.
Dalmatians?
Yes. There are. Did you hear? There's 101 of them.
What kind of show is this?
It's a Disney one.
No, it is not, Mr. Lorcana.
Is it actually not?
No.
What?
Wait, who is it?
I am not a Disney princess.
Is not. No, of course. Yeah, 101 Dalmatians is Disney.
101 Dalmatians is Disney.
Yeah, I was like freaking out for a second. I was like, did I like get this wrong my whole life? I was like, wait a second. Cruella de Vil
Disney is all there
the
was.
villain in that story.
Back then. There was no Pixar or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or,
Avian, I said specifically I am not
other
a
one.
Disney princess.
That is very accurate.
Joseph has a question. Paint question. Primer, actually. Can you tint the white one with the opaques or transparents?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, excuse me, I'm eating goldfish. For the primer aspect, depending on what you're doing, if you want to prime your model, I would suggest priming it with the white by itself if you're going for a bright primer. If you're using it as a zenithal over black, prime black, and then you can tint the white however you want. Color it, shift its hue with other paints as you need to. It's just a paint. And then spray it. If you're looking for it to be a primer coat, to lock in, give you the tooth for other models, always paint a pure primer layer first with no thinning. Then you can change the color of the primer or add color to it and do a second coat with that added color. Don't start over base plastic, add opaque, the normal line into your primer, and think you're priming the model, because what you're doing is you're reducing the priming capability down to really just being a paint color at that point. I'm going to say it right now. If Disney were to buy Twitch, I'd have a hard time with this whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You dislike Disney?
Not a Disney fan.
Yeah.
They're very evil empire vibes. Not that Amazon isn't.
Amazon is.
Not that Amazon isn't. I already had a
certainly
problem
is.
with Amazon is involved in it. I don't know. Has anybody been around long enough to remember when we were programming our own version of Twitch? You remember that?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, you do. It was years and years and years ago. We started our own version. We started programming with
Oh.
that guy in California and everything. It never happened.
Oh, yeah, with, what's...
Yeah. But we started, like, legitimately making our own platform to compete with Twitch because they do creative so poorly. But yeah, I'll use primer as normal paint from time to time. That's fun. Yeah, Amazon not any better.
If Disney is the evil empire, who is the emperor?
Mickey Mouse,
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse is the emperor.
Emperor of Man, Emperor of Evil, Mickey Mouse. Have you
Yeah, I
seen
think it's gotta be Mickey
Fantasia?
Mouse. Yeah.
Gives off very Palpatine vibes.
Dave, we were still already making paint. So we were Monument Hobbies when we were looking into making our own streaming platform.
Yeah, the goal was to give content creators a place where they could monetize their passions easier, get recognized, because Twitch doesn't care as much about creative content because it doesn't fit their turn and burn mentality for how they want their viewers to watch. They want they want everybody to have a ton of viewers for a small amount of time because that's what drives ad revenue, right? The more people come through the door and go through more doors, the better for Twitch because it's all ad revenue produced, right? And art streams like ours and others typically get fewer people through the door for a longer amount of time. So you're seeing fewer commercials on the platform, but you're engaging with content for much longer. It's just that Twitch isn't monetized on that time of engagement because that's not how video game thought process works, right? That's largely where they are. Now, you could argue nowadays, this was a while ago, nowadays things like, just chatting and all of that carry a big weight at Twitch, but they still are very, very similar to the whole video game monetization where they don't feel like or it's getting the same amount of attention in the same manner. A lot of people through the door spending much less time per viewer in the stream.
And Michael R. Murphy, yeah, like Despon said, everything is Monument Paints here all the time. Monument Paints, Monument Brushes, any product that you see being used is something that we make. You might not be able to buy it all the time because some of the time they'll be testing things that are in development. But everything that you see on our stream, with the exception of the models, in some cases.
Yeah, this is a model that we do.
Yeah. So the model on the right that Jordan is painting, the sacrifice with the snake, that one is available on our website. The one that Jason's painting, the little owl Percival, is not one of ours.
This is simply the coolest model ever made.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Awesome. Sand Skylar just picked up Sans Liker. Just picked up the go bag. Pumped to get use out of it. Awesome.
Fantastic.
You'll see ours at Nova and everywhere else we go.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan uses it to its fullest at our booth.
I do. All the time. Use it at home too. Great.
Probably his own go bag, Dave. But if you're asking who makes it, it's probably ours.
Dave, that's ours.
Yes.
If you're
We
new
are
around
Monument
here,
Hobbies.
if you're new around here, you may not know we are Monument Hobbies. We manufacture paint and brushes and all sorts of amazing stuff for the miniature wargaming world and hobby. Although not exclusively, I mean, we have historic model makers and scale model builders and you name it. We make great hobby products. And like Jen just got finished saying, all the paints and brushes and things you see us using here live on stream are ours. Made right here in our factory in Phoenix, Arizona.
Joseph, we got a little recognition plaque. Was it a plaque? Best of Gen Con?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo Project. Our paints are not delicious. They should not be consumed. Do not eat the paint.
We got our eye on you.
We are watching. Like the Paint Liquor 9000.
Michael, thank you. Michael said Monument Paints only now have used almost all others and yours work the best.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you. We agree, but we're always glad to hear it.
It is warm in here.
It is a little warm today.
It's almost like the AC's not running.
Do you want me to check it really quick?
I can go check.
Yeah, please do.
I'll go check real quick.
Because this is not normal.
Yeah, I was like, I am like sweating in here.
Have Carter check the breakers.
It is very warm in here. Is that some dark plum that I see at the bottom of that shield?
Royal purple.
Royal purple. Okay. Dude, Tokyo Project. All good. I don't eat them myself. Just feed them to the painting goblins.
All this humidity.
Yeah.
Now I'm glazing yellow ochre over the top. I've got dark yellow green base, royal purple in the dark reflection side, and then yellow ochre going into the bright reflections. And glazing at various thick and thin levels to get things like...
Oh, I'm back. Don't you try to steal my go bags.
Shards keeps on wanting us to do a go bag giveaway.
Only dry heat in Arizona, except for in August.
Yeah, it's So how long does this
September.
kind of monsoony?
Well, so technically they say the monsoon starts in June.
Yeah.
But that's
that
false.
Sounds like
they used
some
to say...
garbage.
Yeah, so I don't know why they changed it or who made the decision to change it, but it used to be that if we had like, I don't know, I want to say it was like 3 days or 5 days of humidity at a certain level, and I don't know that percentage, 30% maybe, that would be the official start of the monsoon. Now they've given it a date, which makes 0 sense because it changes all the time.
So then
but
now would probably be considered the start
now
of
is
monsoon.
yes now
Yeah.
like we expect late summer
Yeah.
to be when we have monsoon storms in
Yeah.
the evenings, and I mean a few weeks probably.
Yeah.
The heat will stay until mid to late October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. Like this weather is not
it'll get hot
bad.
again.
Yeah.
This is a trick right now.
Yeah.
Don't fall for
It was really hot. Was it yesterday or Friday?
Friday night
Was
was hot.
Super hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like leaving here
Yeah.
in my car and looking at the
For
thermometer
being-
in my car and it being
For
really
for
hot.
for being not as sunny, it was really hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the last 2 or 3 days have been overcast
Yeah.
and kind of dreary,
Yeah.
which is bumming me
Well,
out.
we're getting
something
the
fierce.
leftovers from the tropical storms on the west coast right now.
Yeah. Mara Aznable, hello.
Five years ago, Percival Chevalier was given a plug of chewing tobacco to try. He's still chewing the same plug and didn't spit, not once.
I don't support this. Smoking other people's cigarettes out of the garbage, about as far as he'll go. Gotta run these things by me.
What are we running by you?
First of all, backstory tidbits.
Oh, yeah. Except for all this lore that's being created in the Discord. Written up by members of the community.
And we still won.
No, well, I know. But there was long. There's a lot of it.
We've got one more question from Michael R. Murphy. Please, how do you use the transparent colors? If you have links to, please share. I have all the colors, even the new ones now, primers, etc.
They're very good for a lot of different things. We don't... Oh, we do have... God, I don't remember exactly when it was. Do you remember when I was painting Croak?
Not date-wise, but it's been within the last month and a half, probably.
Yeah. So if you go back on our YouTube channel and you scroll through our uploads, because we upload the streams after we were done with them. There are a couple of days where you'll see an image of Lord Croak, which is this guy right here. And this guy I predominantly painted with transparents, and the first day that I did the stream for this, I was solo, and I basically spent the entire time walking everybody through the process of using transparents to get this sort of effect. So it's a great video to go watch for transparents specifically, because I go pretty in depth on how to use them and the different ways that you can use them. For quick answers to this question, I can show you the feathers that I've been painting on this lady here. So if you've been watching for the stream, you'll notice I started by highlighting up all of these feathers to get some really nice bright color and a little bit of texture. And then what I've been doing is taking some thinned down transparent red with a little bit of transparent yellow.
Is there a little bit of the
glazing
orangey
it.
red on the scales
Yeah, I have to.
in that spot?
Yeah, I need to fix this little smudge. That's super easy to fix though. But if you see here, this is that mix, and you can see how transparent it is over these other colors. The idea is to shift the color or the hue of the colors underneath to be more in line with the color that I'm applying over it. So what I did is I built up that value in that texture, and now I'm knocking it back to more of a rich, deeper red with these transparents so that we have nice color instead of being like a pale peachy color, which is not what they're supposed to be. So that's one good way to use them.
Like the Neo Tokyo project, I've used the transparents that way as well, where you mix them in to other colors to like punch up the vibrancy.
Yeah, you can do that too. Absolutely. So you can see I'm hitting the edges of these feathers with a little bit more of this red so we can make them match a little bit more. And then putting a heavier layer in where the shadows would be, or towards the center of the feathers.
That's fun when like early on in the, what do you call it? The life of the transparent paints, I guess. It's kind of shortly after we released them. Ninjon made a video of using the medium that you're talking about for the same purpose. So it works. It's a thing. I am the Jen of the Gentastics brush group. Yes, that's me. Don't eat that either.
Don't eat that either.
Not even hobbies. Nothing we make is edible.
Nothing we make is edible. Don't listen to that guy Wad Tomato N. He doesn't know what he's talking about either. Neo Tokyo, the advice that we would give is not to hold off ordering things because you're waiting for the brushes. They'll get here, but we're not exactly sure when. Should be next month. But if you need paint before that, you probably don't want to wait.
More feather time.
Do you order from Game State? I don't know what they have as far as brushes, but they can ship to you. And Element Games, EK Pro. Check our international partners because even though they're not in the same country as you, US shipping from the US is ridiculous. Yeah, we're not changing any of the appearance of any of the brushes. So the matte black finish for the weapon rack and the black and red for the tabletop minion set will still be when we make them. Yep.
We're just getting more of them. Gotta have more to sell to you, Uber people. Making orders, buying all the brushes. Thank you for that. Liking all of our cool products. Ooh, that's a nice looking shield. What's up? You're looking at me in some kind of way.
Ken,
Huh?
Jordan,
Uh-huh.
Do you like this model?
have I mentioned?
Oh my god!
Got him.
Oh my gosh. I am never coming to say good morning to you again.
Got him.
The brush scoop might smell nice, but it's not for eating. It doesn't have any food products in it. That's not true. It doesn't.
That's not
it's
true.
not. It's not food, so there's no nutritional value. So please don't eat it.
Matt Wellman. Hey y'all, I gave you a little shout out on my Facebook page today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Had
you.
your Warhammer Club table set up, trying to recruit students. That's awesome, Matt. Hope the recruitment went well. And thank you for the shout out. Looks like paint's back on the menu, boys.
Nope.
Paint is never on the menu, has never been on the menu, and never will be on the menu.
Well, that's not accurate.
Oh, shoot. Gosh, darn it.
Yeah, about that.
About that. It'll be on the menu, but only at shows. Ah, dang it. That doesn't work either.
Not everybody gets what we're talking about, and that's okay.
Why do they have to be called web menus? Drop-down menus. They're not. Why do we call these things menus?
Well,
You don't eat off of them. Well, technically, you don't eat off of a restaurant menu either. You order from it. My soul hurts.
you don't have one. We've gone through this.
Who died and made you boss?
I'm just going off of what you say. You gotta stick to what you advertise.
Give them
Chaos,
Cheez-Its
remember?
or Goldfish crackers or Cheerios. You give them like a little baby. You give them a handful of Cheerios and let them play with their food. And if you guys are not going to help yourselves, then I can't help you. Don't eat any of our stuff. It's not food. There's lots of food out in the world.
This
so
is
good.
so funny.
So good. I can't help you if you won't help yourself. I'm sorry, I'm a dirty paint licker. That's a first step in a 12-step program, Deathspawn.
Realizing you have a problem is the
Yep.
first step to
Yep.
solving it.
Matt Wellman.
Yep, you got it.
What triad would you use with a new bone color if you want to use bone as the mid-tone? Guess it depends. Do you want your bone to be warm on the warm side or on the cool side? Right? You could use something like dark flesh or burnt sienna or burnt orange, right? You could do those kind of colors as a base. They work great. Right? So you get, I did these Aussie Art Bone Reapers kind of like that, although I did black brown as a base first, and then I dry brushed the dark ivory on it, and dark ivory could wind up being, if I have it over here, dun, 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 dun. I can't find any of my colors. Where are all my colors? Like right in front of my face. I literally have like 50 million colors right in front of me.
Well, that day might be today.
Right. Dark
I'm
ivory.
just saying.
Right. But, and then I use flesh wash to warm it up because I'm just painting these guys fast. You know, because I wanted that kind of dug up out of the earth. If you want the sun bleached, then I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably stick with like dark umber. Something in the brown range. It's more of a neutral. And then as your highlight, you've got some choices because you could work depending on how bright you want to go. Obviously, dark ivory is a good highlight, but it is not a huge value jump. So if you want to jump higher than that, something like olive flesh, which I swear to God I just had out here, works really, really well. And then you can start adding in the warm white. I've been using warm white a ton lately. Or just standard white or bright ivory into it. Depending on how faded you want to go, like sun bleached will turn it into more of that dusty white oxidation for bone. So you probably want to go to more neutral whites and neutral shadows. If you want something that's a little warmer, do something like that. Still at the high end works the same way. So works very good. I have too many paints. I am doing a very, very bad job of organization on my desk.
Would you like me to reorganize your paints?
No, I'm fine. I'll figure it out.
I mean, I can organize them in order.
I'll figure it out. I just need to put them back. It's like I've been working on these two projects, and I literally have used like every color under the sun on these two, even though it doesn't look like it. You know, it's like I've used an absolute crap ton of colors.
It's like the first thing I do when I come in to set up stream. A lot of the time, I'll look to my right because I keep all my paints to my right hand side because I'm left-handed, and I'll like see a big whole pile, and I'll be like, I'm putting these away right now because I'm tired of them being here.
Yeah, I need to just do it. Normally that happens when I'm not on stream, but I have not taken the time in literally months to come in and paint while not on stream.
Matt Wellman said, thank you. I don't have the heavy warm white, but I did buy some heavy titanium white. What does the heavy mean?
Thicker.
That's pretty well. And it's a little satin too.
Yeah, they are satin colors.
Yeah.
But the gist of the heavy series is that they are thicker, more akin to like an artist's paste paint out of the tube. So they're kind of right in between what you're used to as liquid acrylics and paste acrylics. They sit right in the middle.
They're actually very nice.
Shard said that we need like a like an after school special type PSA about people, like with testimonials of people whose lives have been ruined because they ate the paint.
Lives have been ruined?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Like the after school specials, how you had to learn by seeing the struggles that
Just
someone
like
had
the
to go
videos
through.
that they show you in detention.
You learn from them
Oh my god!
and it's the
Can you
message
imagine?
is to don't do drugs.
Or like the
and,
the anti-smoking videos.
Yeah.
That's the vibes I'm getting
Yeah,
from this idea.
exactly.
Can we get like a person in a wheelchair on a respirator? I used to eat the pig too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we'd get canceled for something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would work. Clarktron, they should be there anytime because they've we sent them up like a week ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure the Canadian order went out.
Yeah, it was
Well,
last
like,
week for
wow.
sure.
Takes a little bit of time
The
to cross
week
the
before.
border.
Yeah.
A little bit of time to the distributor to add it into stock and then start shipping it out. So don't ever expect stuff super quick in that process, but it should be soon.
Yeah, it should be soon because it, like I said, it's been at least a week. Maybe more than a week. I don't remember when it went out.
Relapse. My life is way better now that I eat paint. Don't eat the paint. I can heat color now.
Here.
Well,
He
I'm just
corrected it.
making it the first one.
Oh,
that
gotcha.
they said. Yeah, because you
People
don't
make
get
mistakes.
redos. You don't make mistakes. Everything is right.
I mean,
First
I
time.
don't,
Jens is like, I don't make mistakes.
but I understand that some people do.
Man, what is it like being an English
It's
teacher
horrible.
and like looking at
It's
what
horrible.
other people write?
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's a daily struggle for me.
It's a daily struggle.
I hope I'm not too bad. I'm not
Everybody's
great.
bad.
I'm not great.
I do notice them in like, and I make a big deal about it when like a mistake is published. You know, like so like on our tape, the
Yeah.
packing tape, when we buy a big case of it, there's a sign on it that says "Do not septate"
Oh no, septate?
instead of separate.
Oh no.
Like it's meant to be sold in the entire box. Do not septate.
Sepitate.
And they haven't corrected it. Every box of tape that we've ordered for like years has
Oh
said
my
do not
gosh.
septate. This is a set. Yeah. Yeah. One of my hair products, they had a typo on the bottle. And for years I saw it. I'm like, that is so wrong.
It's just like every time you pick it up to use
Yeah.
it, you're just like,
Yeah. They've since corrected it, but
that's
for a very
good.
long time.
That's
Because
good to
I
hear.
imagine they had, like we do, millions of bottles that they had to use.
Sometimes you just got to look at it and be like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
That sucks.
Just read the
We're not
label.
fixing it right
And
now.
it's funny because stuff like that, even like not reading the label, but stuff like that just jumps out at me.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, right?
Well, Neo Tokyo, I was an English teacher, so yes, my life was editing work.
Is it worse than better or worse than actually like school grading?
I mean,
Or is it
school
like
grading,
because you're expecting it to be wrong?
right?
So you
I
have a different
expect
sort of,
it, and I'm more patient and understanding with
Yeah.
students
because they're learning.
because they're learning. Yeah.
yes.
Adults don't get the same pass.
One of my students one year, his mom was like a craft, she liked to do crafts and stuff. And I don't know if it was my birthday or Christmas, but he gave me a little necklace and it had a pendant on it that his mom had made. And it said, oh gosh, it was something like, I correct your grammar because I love you and I don't want you to look stupid.
And it was spelled wrong.
No, it was all spelled right.
Oh my gosh, that would have been so hilarious if it was spelled wrong. Oh my gosh, what a victory that would have been.
I was all ready for this story. Now I'm bummed.
Yeah.
No.
I had the whole story finished in my head before she got there. Now I'm bummed.
That was where I was expecting it to go as well. What grade did you teach again?
8th.
8th.
Well, I taught 3rd grade for a year and 5th grade for 2, and then the rest of the time was 8.
What
And subject was English.
year did you prefer to teach the most?
I loved 8th grade.
Eighth?
The 8th graders were They were great. Fifth grade was good too, because the fifth graders were still really curious
Yeah.
and didn't have the I know everything
Uh-huh.
attitude.
Yep.
Whereas
Yeah.
eighth graders did toward the end, but they knew me well enough to know like
Don't
how
even
how
try.
much of that would fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the year, eighth graders were, I mean, they're still seventh graders, so they still had that wholesomeness.
The wholesomeness that they lose throughout their.
They lose that as they get closer to high school.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to high school, and you're like, that doesn't mean you're smart. Don't make dumb decisions. Turns out, still a lot of developing to do.
But I know everything.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still learning how to do stuff. Not things that I should have learned how to do in high school. Or here. Let me clarify.
Let's talk about your spelling, Jordan.
Well, that's always been a bit of a challenge.
I haven't noticed any problems with your spelling.
Remember, I might have mentioned this before.
We got on to Gabe because he dropped the ball on that one Warshes or
Warshes, yeah.
whatever it was. But that was made it past all of us. You know, just you get busy and you get doing.
Oh, it was
quick
Blash
Blashwash.
Wash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was Blash Wash.
So
we gotta gig him on that every now and then, but
Yeah,
we're pretty
said
good around
Blash
here.
Wash.
I might have mentioned this before, but when I was very young, I think like 4th grade or something, 5th grade, somewhere in there. I think it was 4th grade because it was before I moved to Washington. They were like, hey, you have ADHD. This is probably the reason why you keep on making stupid mistakes, even though you're smart enough to do stuff in your head. Write it down so you don't make stupid mistakes and double, triple check stuff. So I took that to heart, which was a smart thing to do as a kid, in hindsight. And so I double and triple check all of the stuff that I do pretty religiously.
Uh-huh.
Because
now you're OCD.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of OCD about it.
All these acronyms lead to one another.
Yes.
Turns out they feed the fire.
They do. Yeah. I look at it as a good thing though, because I do catch myself when I make a lot of mistakes.
Well, there's never anything wrong with checking your work,
Yes.
right? It's like
Yeah.
I've always been the type that, when I type very quickly. And so in work chat, it's funny because I will prioritize the way I type, meaning that, and the way I edit my type.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just real quick asking Jen what's for dinner, don't care. Matter of fact, I misspell it on purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
She gets so
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, but you won't, and I've made 6 words into one.
That's true.
So there's times where
that's a lot
you're doing that on purpose and you're kind of text speak, with your thumbs.
Yeah.
And then there's times where I'm like, hey, if I need to get a point across real quick, then grammar's not the issue. And I'll notice that I didn't for me, a lot of it's capitalization.
That's
I won't
big one
capitalize
for
the
me.
first letter of a sentence until I've done punctuation. When I sit down and just start typing into the little text field, I click on the field, I start typing. I don't get a leading cap. I type with a lowercase, first sentence, punctuation, then capitals, because as my typing acumen, after punctuation, it's always a shift key.
Yes.
Right? So that's built in.
Yeah.
But that first one in the digital world just gets lazy. It's just like lowercase d. The thing I need from you is this, period, capital, whatever, the next sentence is perfect. But that's just the way it works.
So the one that I have had to adjust a lot here, which is a good habit for me to get into, is apostrophes on don'ts and all that.
Your.
Yeah.
That's
And
the one that'll kill Jen.
yes, that one I'm really good with, especially with there, and there as well. That one I got early because that one, I had that grounded in my head pretty young. But I historically had never put apostrophes. I would just type it. Well, because I don't do a lot of professional. I hadn't done a lot of typing emails to people in a professional setting. It would be me just typing to friends.
Yeah.
And I don't care when I'm typing to friends. But having to do it now,
My
and I'm
friends
sitting
care. Because they know.
All of her friends are in the educational field.
Yeah,
Well, and they all
none
know.
of my friends are.
My smartest friend, the one who has a doctorate degree, does not proofread her text messages to me because she knows. She knows
that it drives you nuts.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good friend though. It's a good friend that can push your buttons like that.
Well, she's also always doing speech to text.
Yes, that's true too.
Oh,
so most
yeah.
of the time the word is just not even close.
Christine is horrible
Yeah,
about
she's
that.
really bad.
That's hilarious.
She's like talking into her phone, and her phone is like giving the wrong words.
Yeah.
and-
No.
It's pretty bad.
Well, Jen, if it makes you feel any better, I've been making sure that I'm very diligent about it when I send messages.
I appreciate
people.
that. I
Especially to you,
appreciate it.
because I know that
Yes.
you're going to catch it if I do it wrong. So,
Relapse, I want you to know, or I want to point out that was not me. I was making sure that the correction was part of what he was reading. That was Jordan. That was not me.
yes.
I
Yep.
appreciate your efforts.
Yeah. Yeah, English was never my strong suit in school. Which is weird because I read a lot. Which
That's what's,
typically are things that
yeah.
like usually you're better at English if you do a lot of reading. And I read a ton.
Yeah.
Like a ton as a kid. And still do now to some extent. But yeah, math was always my thing.
Yeah.
I was very good at math.
Mm-hmm.
But I was lazy and I didn't like doing homework, so I never did very well. Turns out, still got to do your homework
Yeah.
and do stuff like that. I still like math. There's a lot of math that exists out there that you really don't need to know.
Well, and the way they're changing it is a little crazy. Because I really liked teaching math. I taught.
Oh, you taught math
obviously,
too?
Well, in 3rd and 5th grade, I taught math,
Okay.
and then my first 3 years, I taught junior high, but I was at a really small school, and there were only 2 of us, so we split all the subjects. So
Yeah.
I taught English, history, and math, and he taught science, PE, and math, or something like that. We split it up to where we each taught math.
Yeah.
I taught English and he taught science. Maybe we both taught social studies too. Anyway, so I did get to teach more into like algebra and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I love teaching math because it's not as abstract, right? When there's a right or wrong answer. For most of it,
that type of
so
math
you get
is
into the
all,
higher level math.
Yeah.
It's all very straightforward. They either get it or they don't, and when they don't, you can usually see why.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely was one of those kids that like once I understood the like why is this math the way that it is, even though it's like, because there's a lot of this stuff where it's like just trust me, it works this way.
Yeah.
And you're just like, for me, I have to know why.
Why? Yeah.
But once I know why, I just like it clicks and I get it and I have no problems with it and
Yeah.
it's super easy for me.
Yeah.
But that's just the way my brain does the things.
Omicron, we're here from 8 to 4, pretty much. Maybe not right away at 8, maybe not right away at 4, but anytime in the middle is.
We say 9 to 4, generally,
Mm-hmm.
so that everybody has time to get going.
We
in the
just said
morning.
gonna pop in Friday morning sometime. Is there a good time? Yeah, just not right at 8.
Not 8. 9 to 4 is generally good.
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo Project. You guys thin your paints? Question mark.
Well, this was a question from.
Oh, how much do you
Right.
paint your
Yeah.
paints? Oh,
How much
there we
do you
go.
thin your paints? Does it vary for different brands?
So it doesn't so much depend on, like with our paints, they're designed that you can use them out of the pot without having to thin them. They work fantastic without needing to thin them at all. There are some applications of paint where I will want to thin my paints more, like if I'm doing glazes or if I'm making washes or if I want a really thin application to build up like thin, like slightly transparent layers.
Yeah, like I'm thinning the crap out of mine right now.
Yeah. So there are definitely instances where you would want to, but you don't necessarily need to. The way that I like to kind of explain it is, if you want a thicker, more opaque, like application of paint, you don't thin it. If you want it to be slightly smoother, thinner, and build up a gradient, thinning your paint is great for that. And even more so to an extent when you're using like washes and glazes, like full-on glazes and stuff like that. One of the benefits of our paint is it works so well both ways.
Yeah, basically, what do you want to do? You can thin it if you need to. You can use it right out of the pot. Up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's really consistent across the line. The paints are all very much the same when it comes to that, except for obviously the heavy paints are heavy, so they're thicker by design.
That's awesome. What do we think this name is? I'm gonna go with Camel Triber.
Huh?
Yep, it is. Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
Look at me. That answer helped a lot. Been loving my full set of Monument paints. Just started using them and like them so much more than GW or Vallejo. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Mom said you're an incredibly smart idiot. You just lack the common sense.
Matt Wellman said, I want to buy dice set for my students. I love the jade color. Should I hold off on the restock or just grab a different color?
What are we talking about? Dice?
Yeah.
Jade dice.
Oh boy. Dice are in kind of limbo. We're looking at switching over to matte dice. Using a company here in the U.S., but I haven't made that product decision yet, so I don't know when we're
they're not
see.
really. I mean, they're fun and like we use them and stuff, but
They're not really
they're not
a
like a
staple of
main
what we do, so it's
big
kind of
seller. So we haven't really prioritized decisions on the dice.
probably need to though, because they sit there and say out of stock.
Yeah, that's never good.
I do like our dice though. They're
Yeah, they're good.
They're
As far as
well.
dice are concerned, I do
They're
really
sold
like our
out,
dice.
so
Yeah,
people like
yeah.
them.
Are they the same size as the standard dice? Because they feel like they're a little bit smaller. Maybe it's just that they're slightly more square.
There's 16 mil with square edges.
Okay, that's what it is. Then, that they're square edges. I like square edge dice.
Omicron, there will be someone here at 10ish to help you when you come to pick up your order.
Heck yeah! And Jason will be here this time, I think. Right?
Well,
Maybe.
Careful.
I don't know.
I said that, and I was like, wait a second. I don't
we
actually know
can
what
never
you're doing
make
tomorrow.
any promises that Jason's going to be here.
I know that he's not. He hasn't told me that he's not going to be here. So
He
chances
might not
are
be like
better than not.
available for anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see what he's got.
Decision. I like it.
Yeah. Oh no, we're in a meeting at 10.
Oh,
We have a wholesale meeting at 10.
well, there's that.
Yeah, mornings are
usually
mornings
pretty
are
busy.
pretty meeting heavy lately.
Yeah, last week was crazy.
That's kind of the problem with biz life. Like the more that goes on, the more meetings there are. I
Yep.
don't even know anymore. People are like, what's your calendar look like? No idea.
I have no idea.
No idea. All right, I'm making the jump from yellow ochre to heavy warm white.
Dang, I was hoping you'd say to light speed, but
Not quite.
not quite. That would have been funny though. I would have laughed. You would have gotten my laughing seal of approval.
That was really realistic.
Yeah,
I
right?
didn't know what that. I was like, what am I hearing?
That's the sound a seal.
That was a seal of approval.
Oh
Gosh
no.
darn I'm doing the thing.
Oh, Ghoster's like, that's what I come into. Interesting.
Woo!
Oh.
I love how he's like, I'm doing the thing. The leaving thing.
Someone get this man a chocolate milk. Panic Bomb said, Percy is looking so good.
Thank you, thank you.
Dangerous owl, stay away from it.
What do you think about that model, Jason?
Dude, this model is my favorite model of all time.
You like it better than the one that has my face on it?
Oh, you're a horrible human, Jen.
Oh.
I used to like you people.
Oh, Jen, that was a good one. Oh. 10 points for Gryffindor. Oofda. That was premium quality. Yeah, so what is the answer
I'm
to that
Ravenclaw,
question, huh?
by the way.
I don't speak to you people.
I took the test. I got sorted. I'm Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
I'm a Slytherin.
Are you?
Yeah.
Figures.
I've unironically I've taken it like multiple times
And always get
every
it.
time, yeah.
Did you see how much bus throwing happened in Slytherin?
Yeah, that's true. It makes
It
sense.
fits.
It checks.
There are no questions related to bus throwing on the thing.
Now, Jen, now's the sad trombone.
Who said women forget?
Oh, I am totally
No
getting
way.
chocolate milk today at the grocery store. That sounds so good. Yes. Ooh, I'm gonna make. Ooh, should I make that tonight? That
Chocolate
sounds
milk and
great.
strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, I mean that sounds
Dinner.
delightful. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds great. I had a little bit of remember that the cookie dough restaurant that you guys
Yeah.
told me about? So they do like a half and half where they give you like 2 scoops of ice cream and 2 scoops of
Ooh,
that,
they have ice cream there too?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
So I was like, ooh, because I was like, it's Sunday night. I was like, I don't usually do dessert very often, but it sounded really good.
Yeah.
So I got the half and half with just like chocolate chip cookie dough and chocolate chip ice cream, and it was delightful. It was
Cookie dough sounds
amazing.
good.
Yeah, and their cookie dough is super good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like, when you get cookie dough and ice cream, it's like cold enough that it's kind of like it has a different consistency.
Mhm.
The cookie dough that they make is softer
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
warmer, and it like
huzzah.
will
It's like
blend
actual
together with
cookie
the
dough.
ice cream.
Pollute my britches
So it
with
kind of
delight.
tastes like what does it taste like? If you have like a slightly dense like brownie or something where the ice cream is like kind of melting into it, and you have that kind of like textural
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like that.
Like a Pizookie
But-
with ice cream on it.
Yeah. But with the flavor of cookie dough
Yeah.
and ice cream, which is awesome.
Delish.
Yeah, it was really good. Highly recommend. Percival's looking pretty shiny over there.
What did I do, Avian?
What?
Huh?
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 Sunshine Grenadier, thank you for your sub. 17 months.
Ooh,
Holy
thank
cow.
you.
That's a long time.
Jade, yes, he's back to
Avian
scales.
food talk.
Oh,
Maybe want food.
was I talking about that?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty hungry right now. I could go for
We got
for
Restaurant
some-
Week coming up. I
Oh,
sent
I'm
Jordan
so
the link.
excited. You sent me the link to. When is it again? It's like in September, right?
September 15th, somewhere around the 15th.
And how much are the meals again? It's like a
There's
consistent
a
price.
33, 44, and 50. The 55 is usually like a couple, like for 2 people,
Oh,
2
okay.
meals.
Okay.
So 33 or 44 usually.
Okay.
And it's at least 3 courses. The 44 usually also includes a drink,
Okay.
like a
like
glass
an
of wine
alcoholic
or yeah,
beverage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
which if you like, we've gone
Don't be
to
so
them
harsh on yourself. I
before.
wouldn't consider you a real alcoholic. You just kind of you can get the regular beverage.
We've gone before where the price includes a drink, and I don't drink alcohol, so they
Well,
they
huzzah,
reduce it.
huzzah.
Oh,
if you
okay.
don't-
Yeah,
if
because
you
I don't
Back
really
my legs
drink.
Yeah,
and
either.
yeah, they'll
pollute
take
my
that out.
britches with delight.
Very, very rarely do I drink.
Is there a time when Jason would be available? You said Friday.
Didn't you say tomorrow? I thought you
No, he
tomorrow.
said Friday.
Oh, okay.
It's Friday?
I think he said Friday.
I don't have my
This-
calendar in front of me, so I don't
So
know.
he's got a meeting at 10 and then the stream at noon. And then lunch in the middle of those. So, like 9. 9 o'clock. That it.
Yep. Is he free
For
after
morning.
stream?
After the stream.
Or maybe he could be
Game
a
night.
guest on stream.
Yeah, it's game night.
Yeah, Friday's
Oh
game
yeah,
night.
it's game night. Yeah, you'll be here after, probably.
So before 10 or after 2.
Or after 2.
Oh my gosh. Wad said, is Percival friends with Edris Alba?
Idris Elba.
They don't get along anymore. They
Idris Elba.
They used to be tight,
Nice.
but
they
had a
used to
falling
be
out.
pretty tight, right? But then Idris was like telling Percy how to knock certain things off. You know, you got to grow up, and you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. So there was a shifting in the friendship there.
Shifting in the friendship. Oh my gosh.
What? That's actually a good point. Omicron, what kind of available are you talking about? He asked if there is there a time when Jason would be available, and Neo Tokyo Project said if he pisses Jen off enough, like available to be your significant other.
Oh, well, glad we're straight on that now.
Good luck, Jason. You got this. I have faith in you.
He's not going anywhere.
No, I'm not going to.
He digs me.
Just those days will be back, but right now, I don't know if you've heard, but Jason really likes this model a lot.
No, he couldn't possibly.
I know, it's surprising. But Jess was saying, I remember when this stream was Baby J painting and Slowfuse talking mech lore. Oh, how times have changed.
It's true. We did talk mech lore for many hours.
I have these sitting here that I was had I
Well, huzzah,
gotten
huzzah. I'll just throw
less
back my
busy
legs and
earlier. I was
pollute
going
my
to
britches
Prime and
with
have those
delight.
ready to show you guys some new stuff. So maybe in the coming days. But I'm having a blast painting Percival right now,
Loves
so you just gotta deal
Percival.
with me. Enjoying my painting life currently.
Nick Pie, thank you for the sub. That's a 60-month sub.
60? Holy cow, that's 5
That's-
years.
5 years.
That's 5 years. That's a long time.
I knew they weren't far from the table. This is Percival's stream now, yes.
It is.
It's all Percival all the time.
It's all Percival all the time.
And you have to admit, this little model is pretty amazing. You're a heretic, so you don't count.
It could be cooler
No, it couldn't.
What would make it cooler?
if he had a cigar in his mouth.
Oh.
No. Maybe. But I think this leaves the story up. I think that his whole thing is that he like keeps the he keeps the show, the ruse, very well. You know, it's almost like he's an actor, right? My vision is that if he were an actor, that everybody would love him, but you never want to meet this particular hero, right? Because when he's there, he's very, you know, plays the part. He's the good guy. He brings it home, you know. And then as soon as he gets off set, everybody hates him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with him.
Yeah.
I
Like,
want to
screw
see
that little shit, you know.
Like
It's
Tom
like, I'm not
Hanks.
working for him anymore, you know. And he storms around in a back tail like Donald ducking it, you know. And all the women are like don't want to stare, you know. And he's foul mouthed.
Oh my
He's
god.
complaining.
So he's like Tom Hanks.
He's Tom Hanks, basically.
Hi Zambies. How's it going?
Zambies.
Zambies. I know her.
So
Omicron wants to make it known that he's happily married, not currently interested in that type of availability. Just wanted to clear that up.
so You know what would be amazing is if they made a curmudgeon version of that same exact character, and you could have both. You could have on-camera and off-camera version.
You need to contact Hit Point Press.
Say,
And
listen,
I need chat. I need you to lobby them
we got some ideas.
to make a specific Percival Chevalier, the fifth first of his name, like sequel to this particular miniature. And we need to get him entered into lore in their RPG.
I mean, shoot him an email. Sure, this could happen. Tell them how much you love this model.
I am going to send them a picture of him all painted up.
Percival's got like a gravelly, raspy voice, like a smoker. And Yards Tony, I don't know for sure. I've never met him. I just have heard. And yes, he is Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. You heard that right. We added some other things to it. What else did we add to his title?
Planet Killer.
Planet Killer. Jen. Ugh.
Bringer of Woe.
Bringer of woe.
Collector of teeth. Breaker of bottles.
Okay, if we missed a question, sorry. We get going a little crazy here.
Baby J, your sarcasm voice is still on. I don't remember what that was for, but that's a funny comment. Oh, that's super funny.
Sandsliker said that Percival is cooler than the model based on me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yards Tony said
Remember,
he'd be-
she's
he'd be
producing
cooler
chat.
with
She's producing the stream, folks.
hundreds and hundreds of scales.
Jen is in control.
I mean,
Camel Triber, if you have a question about non-metallic, can you retype it? Because I went back and I'm not seeing it.
Cable driver.
are we talking about this one?
I mean, I think that model's pretty cool.
Well, it's a good model.
It's a great model. It is not Percival. See, and the reason I'm safe in saying this is that I have the real Jen every day. And so I don't need the model. The model's fun, and it's cool. Serves a good purpose. But I have the real Jen.
Okay.
Winner.
Zambies, which movies? Are you just talking about movies in general, that anytime a movie is remade, it should be made with Muppets? Because I'm a fan of that.
No
Kicker of
thanks.
Shins. Oh yeah, Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. Kicker of
Shin
Shins.
Just asked a question about priming.
Yes. If I'm gonna Zenithal highlight with I'm gonna finish that word. Heavy titanium white. Should I thin it more than normal or run my gun over 15 psi?
I would avoid using the heavy titanium white.
Yeah, there's no need to use it in the airbrush.
Yeah. If
Titanium
you have
white.
regular titanium white, it's literally the same color.
Don't fight the paint. We give you the option to have it be
Yeah.
easy.
Yep.
Titanium white or transparent white, your best friends.
Yep. I like transparent white a lot for
You're gonna
Zenithal.
wind up wasting so much by thinning the heavy paints down to airbrush with.
Father and Son Homestead Games, they are working on, Jordan is working on The Sacrifice from Mindwork Games, and Jason is still working on
Ta-da.
Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. Kicker of Shins.
We're working on the snake lady.
Kicker of shins. Biter of ankles.
Camel Triber would like to know what colors were used for the gold medal on Percival.
That's what we've been doing today, and it started with dark yellow-green, which is here. So it's a base of dark yellow-green, right? Followed by royal purple in the dark reflective areas, so basically the shadows and such, right? Then yellow ochre, glazed over the top of that to get the yellowishness. You can see that done on all of these parts. You can see like the royal purple and the greens and all of that. And then now heavy warm white. as a highlight. So 4 colors. Done very simply. As with all non-metallic metal, it's all about placement of color, not necessarily any kind of advanced blending techniques or anything. I'm not really doing anything heavy duty. Although this guy being so small requires a little bit of
Extra
finesse
control.
and placement of color.
And they, if you're talking about the new signature colors, they're available as singles. But if you are going to a store, they may only have the sets. Because a lot of the stores, when we started them, we only gave them the sets. But now they have the ability to get the singles, so they can get them, but they might not. So if you're looking for singles, you might need to just get them on our website. Oh yeah, again, so they are available through our website as singles, but not all of the stores have brought them in yet as singles. The stores have that ordered them started out with just the sets. The Camel Driver said I would have never guessed a green and purple. Mind blown.
Yeah, I love greens as a base of gold. That's what all of my Blood Angels golds. I've been basing gold with green a ton for things because I had been doing orange and warm golds for a long time. And so at one point I was just like, screw it, we're just going to go back over to cool golds. So greens, right? Greens, lots of purples. Right.
Main line still only has 75 t-shirts.
Greens. So various using camo green, yellow green, bright yellow green, or not bright yellow green, but yellow green, dark yellow green, and then whatever colors you want for your dark recesses, in this case royal purple. Because I'm going to go back with royal purple in the dark areas on the blue armor too. Or the steel armor.
Father and Son Homestead Games said I'd be opening my first paints from y'all tonight on stream. I'm not sure if you follow, but would love to see you stop by sometime. Super excited to use them.
That is very cool.
That's awesome.
We did just really neat kind of warmer highlights or undertones on the gold on him. This is a combo. This one I started off with burnt orange as a base, then I did the yellow green, and then the yellow ochre and warm white over the top of that to give it kind of a neat warm underglow on the gold, like more of an environmental glow. So I do like that a lot. Having been a metal worker for so long, you know, the warm gold is a good way to get a good visual read on gold, but it's not what gold looks like. So it tends to be something where I run with a cooler gold, but there's definitely great reasons to use it. Doing a warmer gold can be awesome, right? You know, starting with browns can give a real neat blast of color next to something like jade, like we've done on Thanos. In the past, you've seen me use lots of burnt siennas and burnt oranges for golds. That can look spectacular. There's really any number of reasons to use pretty much anything, you know. This is done with green as the base, then burnt orange over the green, so that the main shadow colors, right, become the dark camo green. Not using the yellow green, but the dark camo green, so that the reflection, because for my base, I tend to think about what the reflection of the environment for this model would want to be. And a lot of times that's just the color of the model going into account. But here was dark camo green, then burnt orange over that, then the yellow ochre, and then your highlight colors. But you can see, you know, the similarities, even when I'm not using the burnt orange over here on Percival. You just lose a little bit of that warmth, you know. Now he's got purple transparent, which gives kind of almost a magenta bang every now and then around the model.
Yeah, you really sit on the shoulder pad there.
Yeah.
On his right side.
Yeah, like over here.
Yeah.
Right, and like right up here by his face.
I did a lot of that in my Horus.
Yeah,
the
so there's
purples.
all sorts of ways to give gold just a little nudge in whatever direction you want to, with nuances like greens, purples, even magenta.
Can also be crazy and do super warm,
Yeah.
super duper warm gold like this.
Yeah,
I like painting gold like this, even if it's not super realistic. I think it looks really cool.
It is 2:09, just so you both
Well,
know.
heck.
ooh, 9.
I know.
What?
I don't know how that happened.
What? It feels like we just started.
Yeah.
Because we did. We just started 2 hours.
2
and 10
hours.
2 hours
2
ago.
hours, 10 minutes ago.
minutes.
So when you're having fun with your friends,
We did just start.
it goes too fast.
This whole day is flying.
Yeah, this
This-
whole day is flown.
Oh
It's
my
going by
gosh.
so fast. Like, what
Nothing
is
but-
time? What is
Yeah.
happening?
Too much
It's
going on
crazy.
all morning. I guess that means it's time to close it out.
Yeah.
Dang, Mom, do we gotta stop now?
I need to go
We
paint
got a
gold
little
on
bit of work
some-
to do
some
here.
things.
Gotta go make the paint.
Yeah, we got Nova Open planning and prep going on and
Yep.
all sorts of stuff. Heck, I got Gen Con follow up this afternoon is my big thing. Yay.
Oh, yeah, because you got to get all this stuff organized for next year.
No, all the meetings and stuff to go
Oh, God. Yeah, yeah.
go over.
This guy's just having so much fun painting this model.
I almost
You're having so much fun with this
I
model. It's
almost wanted to come in on the weekend and paint him, and I was like, nope, I'm doing him 100% on stream. I won't do that.
Jade, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
great. Nice, Jade.
Chuck's paint's delivered today. Nice.
So many feathers, so many scales. What am I gonna do with myself?
All right. Take us out.
All right, everyone.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna let him paint while I do the outro. Before Jen does all the things, don't forget we are here 5 days a week. Like today, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We stream from 12 to 2, or maybe a little bit late if we don't look at the time, which happens on a not so infrequent basis. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can catch us from 2 to 5. These are all times in Pacific, so make sure to catch us. Jen has so wonderfully posted up all of our links, so if you want to get any of the fantastic models like this one or paints that we sell here that we've been working with on stream, you can find them on our store link.
I'm going to call these bastages, and I'm going to say I need 1,000 of Percival Chevalier, the fifth first of his name. And they are going to know what I'm talking about so that we can sell this model on our website. I just want a box of them loose. We'll just throw them in the box. $5, bam, Percival. Everybody paints an owl.
Everybody gets a Percival.
Just so you can paint an owl on stream every day for the rest of your
No,
life.
I'm only painting one. Everybody else gets to paint the rest. I'm not trying to just paint owls. I'm just saying that I have
Oh
now
my
discovered the
goodness.
model that because people frequently ask me, hey, what's your favorite model that you've ever painted? It's
This
now
is it?
happened. At 53, at age 53,
Oh my
after painting
gosh.
for over 45 years, I finally found the holy grail of painting. It's this guy. Right
So
here.
stop sending stickers and start sending
Oh,
owls.
Jason, great
September
idea.
challenge, paint Percival.
Yeah, September challenge paint Percival. That's hilarious.
1 in 25 orders gets an owl instead of a sticker.
Oh
There you
my
go.
gosh. Well,
There you go.
thank you guys so much for hanging out today. We've had a blast. I hope you guys have had as well. Go ahead and give us a follow so you can see when we go live, and you can follow us when we are around. But thank you so much.
Yes.
Have
And
a
if
good
we
day,
ever
everyone.
miss a question that you might have asked here in the chat, sorry for that. You can always ask it over in the Discord. Just make sure to tag us.
Discord. All right.
Also, don't forget to dance.
No dancing! No dancing!
Okay, I'm gonna end it.